Betrayal rewires how you perceive reality. It changes how you evaluate the people around you, how you interpret silence, and how you hear every word spoken to you. Psychological trust functions as an emotional bridge. When it is intact, your nervous system is at rest. You are able to be vulnerable, and you can believe someone's words without the constant exhaustion of investigating their hidden meaning. This diagram tracks the biological shift during a betrayal. Notice the calm, baseline wave of a relaxed nervous system suddenly spiking into jagged frequencies. At this moment, the bridge collapses, and the brain begins to view a previously safe person as a threat. This creates a visceral conflict between the mind and the body. Your logic might tell you to move on, but your nervous system is now biologically programmed to stay guarded and alert. This state of alarm forces the mind to replay everything: past conversations, missed signs, and every moment where you chose to trust an explanation over a nagging intuition. This mental loop is a survival tactic. The brain is scanning for clues to understand what went wrong, attempting to identify the patterns of betrayal so it can prevent you from being hurt again. Betrayal is an injury to the body's internal security system. It changes your relationship with closeness, making the heart respond to affection with suspicion rather than comfort. This injury leads to hypervigilance, a state where the mind stays continuously alert for potential danger. Everyday actions become triggers. A late reply, a subtle change in tone, or a hidden screen are processed by the nervous system as proof that something is wrong, even when no clear evidence exists. These reactions are signs that your sense of safety has been damaged. They are the body's way of ensuring you are never caught relaxed and vulnerable in a dangerous situation again. This branching model illustrates adaptation to lost safety. The anxious path, driven by fear of abandonment, makes a person cling and seek validation. Conversely, the avoidant path, stemming from fear of repeated pain, causes withdrawal and building barriers to stay safe alone. Both reactions, though they look different, grow from the same wound. Whether a person is clinging or withdrawing, they are reacting to the reality that their environment no longer feels safe. There is a hidden grief in this process, the mourning of the person you were before the trust was broken. You may miss the version of yourself who laughed freely and believed easily. In their place is someone who feels colder, quieter, and more guarded, a version of yourself you didn't choose to become. Healing does not require you to revert to that original, naive state. Recovery isn't about becoming soft again in a way that leaves you unprotected. The injury of betrayal transforms a soft heart into a guarded fortress. While the act itself was the cause, the lasting wound is the loss of that internal sense of security. Healing is often stalled by the belief that forgiveness and trust are the same. In reality, they are separate processes that move at different speeds. Forgiveness is an internal decision to release bitterness. It is a spiritual choice that belongs to you alone, regardless of what the other person does. Trust, however, requires evidence. While an apology is a single moment in time, the house of trust is rebuilt through a long series of foundational blocks: consistency, honesty, and accountability. This psychological need for evidence aligns with Islamic wisdom. Faith recognizes the beauty of mercy, but it also places a high value on justice and the protection of one's well-being. Islam does not require a believer to remain blind to repeated deception. It teaches mercy, but it also teaches the wisdom to protect yourself from harm. You can have a heart that forgives while maintaining the strict boundaries required to keep your nervous system safe. The first steps toward recovery are naming the injury honestly and learning to calm the body's reactive state before making major life decisions. Rebuilding also requires boundaries that demand changed behavior. If trust is to return, it must be earned through a pattern of actions that match someone's claims. When human relationships prove to be inconsistent, the final stage of healing involves anchoring your safety in something unchanging. This is the practice of tawakkul, returning your foundational trust to Allah. When your emotional security is tied solely to a person, their failure can shatter your sense of self. Placing that trust in Allah provides a constant center. While people can be inconsistent, Allah remains present. The result of this healing is not a return to naivety, but the development of discernment. You become someone who can love with wisdom and forgive without sacrificing your self-respect. Trust is rebuilt through consistency and accountability, starting with your own relationship with the divine. To explore more about the intersection of psychology and Islamic wisdom, subscribe to MindAxis with Aqsa.